Hey guys, how you doing? A few notes about the games we had this week. Last week, Sunday. Um, I have a few notes for the red team, a few notes for the blue team, and also I have a few notes for both of the teams. Obviously, that's for everyone. Yet you can learn from whatever I'm saying for the blue or whatever I'm saying for the red. The other team can learn from that as well. Let's start with the blue team because they had the first game. Overall, you guys did a good job. We beat them. However, think about it. I talked with the parents of one of those kids from the other team, who's a good friend of mine, and they didn't had any practices this year yet. So think about it. This was the first time they actually see each other, and they were playing without any practice at all. So that doesn't mean we still were a better team. What we did better, we managed the game better than them. You could see they were younger than us and hot-blooded, and they went full steam in, and then we managed to get them tired. Also, we managed to hold the ball more, and that's a good step forward for our team. Because, and I put this down for both of the teams, every game that we play, it looks like we're playing it like we are losing it. So it doesn't matter what the score is. If the score is tie, we're still playing like we're losing the game. If we are up a goal or two, we are playing it like it's a tie. So I don't know why is that rush of going in mindlessly and giving the ball away mindlessly. So that boils down to the point where we're not supposed to give up the ball mindlessly. We are more mature players, more older players. We should have that much play and game experience that to hold the ball when necessary, and don't just give away the ball cheaply. That's important, because we keep doing that mistake, and sometimes those mistakes are it's costing us dearly. Okay, so let's go back to the blue team. What I've noticed is that some of the players from the blue team, they literally go next to the player or next to the goalie and ask for the ball. And guys, we are not in the 5th grade anymore. You cannot consider yourself a better player than the player who's at the ball, okay? And you cannot just go next to him and literally take the ball from him or ask, here, give me the ball so I can do something with it. No, just get away from the ball carrier, wait for the pass. If he considers that you are the best option, he's going to pass obviously to you. If he considers that a better option or an avenue opens up that we can carry the ball forward, then let him decide. But again, do not come next to your player and ask for the ball. That was ridiculous. A few times I've noticed that during the game. And plus it's counterproductive. And I made a note here, counterproductive. And why is it counterproductive? Because think about it, if they send up a player to press, and it works the other way around. When you're attacking, don't stay next to your teammate, because then you make the defender's life easier. He can actually mark 2 players at the same time without even moving, right? So it's counterproductive, because when they send up a player to press, one player can actually take out 2 of our players out of the game, right? So by himself, he can actually press 2 players at the same time. So let's not give up those opportunities. Let's think smart. And again, these sessions are to make your soccer IQ better, okay? Not about technique, not about anything, not even team tactics yet. Maybe that we should introduce in the practices and start doing, because what I've noticed that, and you guys saw that as well, there's a lot of blue cards, both sides. So don't think about that the refs, they're gonna give us only blue cards. No, the blue cards usually even out at the end of the game, the same amount for both teams. But what we need to do is to work on those team tactics. What we're gonna do when we are on the power play, what we're gonna do when we are on a kill, right? On the penalty kill, correct? Be ready for a fast free kick. I've seen not yesterday, but Sunday, 2 days ago, we were not ready for the free kick. And keep in mind, they might take the free kick without waiting for the ref to whistle. and we were not ready. We were still organizing, we were still subbing out and all that, and they took the free kick really fast, and it was such a dangerous situation. It didn't came up as a goal for them, yet it was such a dangerous situation. And think about it, these refs, and I'm telling this, I've rewatched the games today, and I do feel like the refs, they kind of push us down. They favorize the teams that have been in this league for 10, 15 years, maybe more, like soccer's, right? They're on the market for over maybe 25, 30 years now. So they kind of favorize the teams that have been in the league for longer time. And I've seen that, not just this year, I've seen that the last year as well. So it is what it is, but we have to be smarter and more, put it this way, we have to think as an adults versus those young or adults, or sometimes even less than 20-year-olds that we play. Okay, so be ready. If we do that, we can do that as well. So take the free kick before you hear the whistle. If you see the opportunity that we can score. Now that can go 50-50 both ways. If the ref whistles again and said, what you guys doing? You have to wait for the whistle. It's fine. But if he doesn't, then we might score, right? And the same when the opponent does that, don't bank on the fact that the ref will stop the game because they didn't wait it for the whistle. Sometimes the refs, they don't do that, and especially if there's a team that they favorize, then they won't do that. So be always ready for those free kicks, okay? Okay, refs will allow that for teams that they've been in the league for longer time than us. What else? I guess that's I've seen about the blue team. Okay, pass the ball, and although this was a blue team mistake, I want to point it out for both of the teams. Do not dribble on the back. I repeat it, do not dribble on the back. Take your pass, see what are your choices, pass to those choices. If there is no one open, just kick it along the boards, okay? Kick it strong, kick it along the boards. The ball doesn't go out in our side. We have the boards. The boards, they save us, okay? In those situations. If you take a one-on-one, and I don't care how good your skills are, if you take a one-on-one, there are chances that you lose the ball. And when you lose the ball as a last defender, they score. And we saw it several times. Every time you lose the ball on the back, they're gonna score, okay? So do not dribble on the back. You have no chance, shoot it up the boards. It's still gonna stay in. And even if you shoot it up the boards, think about it, there's a 50-50 chance who's getting the ball, right? And even if the opponents, they end up with the ball, it's 30, 40 feet, 50 feet away from our goal. That gives us time to recover, to get back in shape, and so forth. You know. Plus, if you are under so much pressure that you have no outlets, correct? That means they have a bunch of people pressing us and no players on the back, which means that we should be in numerical superiority on their half, correct? So just boot the ball up by the boards. It's simple. I rather losing a ball and be in their side than losing a ball in front of our goal and get scored upon, okay? So that was for both teams, but that occurred in the blue team, and it cost the blue team last week, and it cost the blue team this week as well. Red team. Oh boy, where do I start? I'm kidding. The wall has to do its job. One of the goals, it was a goal from a free kick on the top of the box, or maybe it wasn't even a free kick, it was one of those when the goalie kicks out. Okay, by the way, you guys I've seen a couple of you were confused with the rule. The rule is that when the goalie kicks the ball from his box, or any other player kicks and clears the ball from the box, and the ball hits the roof or goes over the netting, that's an automatic free kick from the top of the box. If we do those from outside of the box, it's gonna be like a throw-in, but obviously we take it with a leg, correct? So I've seen a few players, they were confused what was the rule about, okay? So the wall has to do its job. And think about it. I'm playing in that place there. So as a goalie, I never put more than 2 people in the wall, but the wall has to do its job. So when you put 3 people in the wall, that's not enough, because they have too many up front. There are so many available passes. You don't want to do that, but two has to be in the wall. And take a look, what foot is the taker is gonna use? If he's using his left foot, right, obviously I want the guy on the right to lean or to block to the right, even by putting his knee down and like a Ter Stegen style defending, right? And don't worry about nobody's gonna take a shot up high. There is no room, physically, there is no room between the wall and the ball, so the ball can be kicked above you. The ball, even if it ends up in the upper side of the goal, it will take a straight trajectory. There is no room. It's not like outside where the ball can actually be chipped or curved and it's gonna drop and all that crap. No, here the ball is gonna have a straight trajectory, because here the tendency is to shoot the ball. Every ball that you shoot, it cannot just go nicely as a like a catapult. It's gonna actually go straight arrow-like, all right? So just block. And since your proximity to the ball, it's really close, right? That means when you extend your leg, doesn't matter how much the ball actually goes up, at that moment when it hits the wall, it's still gonna be from waist down, okay? So extend those legs, please. The wall has to do its job. Sunday, we got a goal. It's true, it went in the upper left corner. Brian could do nothing about it. However, the wall didn't even flinch, didn't even move. The wall has to move, even cheat a little bit. If you take just a half a step or a step forward, that actually shortens the distance between you and the ball. The ball cannot rise. The longer the distance, the higher the ball goes, obviously. Loads of physics, right? So think about it. Wall has to do its job. No fouls when the opponent's back is towards our goal. And I've seen it, these other players from other teams, they sell it so well. He has nowhere to go. He is with his back to our goal, yet I've seen players going in roughly, pushing, and obviously the second he feels 2 hands on the back or maybe a check at the legs, they're gonna throw themselves forward. Think about it. He has nowhere to go. If he turns with the ball, that's your ball. You took it as a defender, right? Why do we check in so hard when it's not even a dangerous situation? And sometimes, if that happens by the boards, which tends to happen because when the player has nothing to do, he's trying to protect the ball, so he's going to turn his back and he's going to be between you and the ball, but in front of the boards. And every time you guys do that by the boards, it's going to be a blue card. So this is again something that I note here for both teams. Careful how you're taking those blue cards. I don't want to see blue cards taken just because you're frustrated or just because there is absolutely no danger, yet you push the player down by the boards or attack him from behind, or makes no sense. Take those blue cards when it's necessary. Take those blue cards when, if you let go to that attacker, it's a certain goal, then yes, pull the t-shirt, do the tackle, whatever it takes, take the blue card. It's fine. It gives us another, yes, we're going to be down for 2 minutes, but it gives us another chance to fight, okay? Live to fight another day. Think about it. Live to fight another day. But do not do silly fouls and silly blue cards by the board and all that. So let's make it as a rule. Every time the ball is at the board, he can go nowhere. There is a board. Don't foul him. Just stay. Be sure he can't turn to whiz by you, okay? But don't foul him. It makes no sense. So no fouls whatsoever at the boards, okay? Okay, no fouls when opponent is with his back to our goal. And that, with the opponent is back to our goal, let's flip that around. When you are alone as a striker or midfielder, whoever, and you're waiting for your teammates to help you in the attack and pass it. Every time you feel someone shoving you or coming in hard, just throw yourself. I mean, you cannot do better than that. If you turn around, you're going to lose the ball. Even if you win that battle, you're going to have 2 or 3 more defenders to beat in order to score. Again, this is when you're all alone, because when you turn around with your back to the opponent's goal, you can see all your players that, oh, nobody's helping me, nobody's up, nobody's not even sideways to me so I could pass. Then do those. When you feel that bump in your back, boom, down on your belly, that's a free kick. We can reorganize, we can move, push players upfield and so forth, all right? So that's both ways, it's working both ways. We need to create 3v2 or 2v1 situations in the back at all times. And the first goal they scored upon us, it was, by the way, the first minute before they scored was the best defending I've seen from the red team. A couple of times they came up the field and we stopped them. There was no way they could pass up, they could create anything, so they started passing the ball back, and the ball actually got back twice, back all the way to their goalie, which means, yes, we closed down every avenue and we did a really good man marking. Unfortunately, a few seconds later, the unthinkable happened. They attacked. It was a 2v2 situation. And I want you to realize every time when we are outnumbered, I want you to start running. We need to put one more player. We always want to outnumber the opponent, especially on the back. That's the same in the front. However, up front, it won't happen that often. But on the back, we have to do it. So when you guys see that situation, you're running, okay? Because what happened that one of the defender was beaten, so obviously the other defender had to come in and cover the space behind the beaten defender, and then obviously he left wide open the opponent who got a pass and he shot on Brian, and it was a simple goal. But if you guys watch the video, and I'm gonna put it up, just watch it. We missed one defender there. We should have had one extra defender. Okay, so I'm gonna show this live in practices for you guys to visualize what I'm talking about. Okay, so always create a superior numerical superiority on the back, because if one of our defenders gets beaten in a one-on-one situation, then what we're gonna do, right? And after they scored the goal, we scored twice. Okay, because they didn't send up players. So if you guys watch the video, you're gonna see for about 10 minutes or so, you're gonna see only Brian walking up and down the field, and it's kind of goofy to watch, but all you see is Brian, right, in the goal. And by his body movement, you can actually realize where the ball is and how far it is from our goal and how close. Every time he's taking a step, he's indicating you guys where the ball is, although it's not in the frame, the camera frame, but you can. So my point is that, why do you think we were pressing them and they couldn't even come out? Because they didn't send up a player in our field in front of our goalie in the box. That automatically would have drawn our defender or maybe 2 defenders, right? And then it would free up so much space in the middle, then they could actually. So it's a big mistake thinking that if we have more people here, we gonna do something. No, this is a small field. Send up the forward all the way. He's going to draw a defender or 2. He's going to open up more space. He's going to stretch out the field, okay? And that's how we scored 2 goals, because they just couldn't come up. And that was a huge mistake from the orange-yellow team, Jagiellonia, or how it's called. I call them the McDonald's team because they look like ketchup and mustard. So that was one of the huge mistake, okay? And I've seen that in the practice as well. I'm sorry, Peter, but I have to say this. When Peter went in for the red team, he stood close to the center line over there at Grasshopper. And when he did that, Kingsley was, as a last defender, he was right next to him, but he was right at the half line. So we just couldn't, as a red team talking, we couldn't take out the ball, and they scored twice in 2 minutes on us because we just couldn't stretch out the field enough to. So again, our forwards have to go deep down so we stretch out the field, okay? Okay, are they scored? Didn't send up players. If we feel overpowered, cut their momentum by chopping up the game. And you guys feel it when they are upon us, and there is just a matter of time before they score. We are tired, maybe we don't even have time to sub out. We are so under so much pressure. Chop up the game. Kick the ball out. That's gonna take off a few seconds. That's gonna give you a breather. If you feel that you're faulted, stay longer on the ground, maybe fake it a little bit. I mean, I know this is teaching you how to play dirty, but think about it. You guys are almost professionals. At this level, you should know about all these dirty little tricks. And I'm coming from Eastern Europe. Actually, you learn these tricks since you are, I don't know, 7, 8 year old. And there is no shame on teaching the kids of doing this, because it's part of soccer. It's part of the game. And every game, any sport, it has his own little dirty tricks, right? So at this level, you guys should be aware of these tricks. Stop the game, stop their momentum, give yourself and your teammates a breather, stay down, and slow down the game, slow down their momentum, okay? And you guys have to realize when that momentum is in place from the opponent team. When the goalie says clear it, you better clear it. And I've seen Sunday, keep saying yesterday, sorry. Several times even Oscar was yelling and Brian was yelling, clear it. Now think about it. When you're a defender and the goalie tells you to clear it, he's the only guy who sees the whole field. He is the only guy who knows that if you lose the ball, it's a huge opportunity for the other team. He might even see the guy who creeps in, and even if you just pass the ball to your teammate, which you think your teammate is there, he sees the guy who creeps in to intercept the pass. So the goalie is the guy who has a vision of the whole field at all times. None of the players has the vision of the whole field at all times. Think about it. So if he yells clear it, then you have to clear it. Okay, and I've seen that from both teams Sunday, that you guys just didn't listen. And again, listen to the goalie. Forwards stay up high to stretch out the field. I talked about that. Okay, if you watch the videos, you will see that when the ball was away from our goal, we were in control. And you could see, like I said, minutes and minutes and minutes of play where you can see only the goalie. But that goes both ways. On the Red team's game, I've seen when they switched the goals, I've seen the other, the Jagiellonia goalie alone for several minutes. That means they pinned us down in our own half. But again, why? Because we didn't have the striker up high to stretch out the field, okay? So watch that, you will see it. Sometimes you just see the goalie all alone in those in the video that I gonna put up on YouTube, okay, for you guys. We're playing like we're losing it all the time, so just chill and think maturely about what we're doing. Catch them in superiority in numbers when they sub out. And what I've seen and noticed that these teams, they don't sub out as we do, position to position. They literally have, and Dustin pointed that out, and kudos for Dustin, they literally have lines, okay? First line, second line, and sometimes they even have the third line. Like in hockey, they play the hockey style. So when they sub out the whole line, all 5 players. Yes, they might sub out 2 and then 3, or then, or 1 and 4, depending on how the game goes. But obviously they play with lines because those lines, they have the chemistry together and they work well together. However, our style is gonna be that we can play with anyone in our team, because we're gonna have a system put in place, a tactical system that we're gonna follow, and everybody has to learn it. And this is just a parenthesis for you guys. Why do you guys think that the German national team plays so well? Because in the German soccer ideology, and starting with the clubs, is that every kid should know what to do in maybe not in every position, but in all his adjacent positions. So if I'm a center back, I definitely need to learn how to play as a left back, a right back, or even a number 6, right, a defending midfielder. So they learn other players' position. So it doesn't matter in what situation he is, he's gonna be good at that situation. And you can interchange the players, and they know what to expect from their teammates just because they know the position. Make sense? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna work up. We're not gonna go on the line per line change situation. We're gonna develop a team tactics or a system where we're gonna be, every player should, in any position we put him, he should know what he should do, the best of his technical abilities. Okay, so that's gonna be the thing that gonna get players separated by technical abilities. But however, everyone needs to know, especially on a small field like here where there is no dedicated forward number 9 or you know, dedicated center back or you know, so in these cases we need to know to play in every position, right? It's important. And okay, back to what I was about, to catch them in numbers, superiority in numbers when they sub out. So what you guys need to see is that when they clear the field, 3 players, sometimes I've seen 3 players sent out and 3 players coming in, goalies or defenders, send the ball up high. That means that we have 5 players on the field versus 2 in those few seconds, but that's enough in such a small field to score. Just think about it. If there are 2 players on the field or 3 for 3 or 4 seconds, that should suffice for us to push the ball forward and go and score. Even if we don't score, at least we are with the ball in their side, and that's gonna take them at least 15, 20, depending how strong is our pressure, to take the ball back to our field. Okay, so think about it. I've seen that on the video. You can see the players, 3 players running out to sub out, and we're still playing with the ball on the back. When you see that, and this is again an IQ information for you, when you see that, boom, send the ball up high. We're gonna have a 1-on-1 or a 2v2 plus the players who are coming from the back, right? What else is? So when they sub out. And then for both teams, obviously, follow your man. Okay, so the first goal on the red team was because we didn't follow the attackers. So we need to follow. This is not a per position type of game. It's not like on an outdoor field where you stay in your area, you defending your area as a positional player. Here, the space is so small and the game is so fast, plus those boards, they always help to keep the ball that has the tendency to come towards our goal in bounds, obviously, right? So it's really important to just follow your man. If you know that, okay, this is my guy, because at some point you will see that everyone it's marking one person, then you just go. It doesn't matter if he cuts over, it's fine. Just follow. Okay. And then one more last thing. When we pressured the goalie, and I've seen this again in the red team, we had a really good opportunity with David to score. With the goalie, he was passing back and forth with the defender. You guys can watch that on the video. And then David, he went in to pressure the goalie, and he got froze up by the goalie. Again, make that switch in your brain, think actively, do something proactive. So if David would have thrown his body in front of the ball, right, throw his legs in, he would have scored. The goalie, I mean, think about it. When the goalie has the ball, especially an unsecured goalie like the guy was for that team, he's not gonna take a one-on-one with a forward, okay? He had no one to pass to that side, correct? So think about it, David. The only thing he could do is to pass back to his teammate. and that would have been the moment where you throw yourself in. Yet you froze up because you thought he's gonna go the other way. Even if he does, think about it, he has a 50-50 chance that he's gonna send the ball. So you have a 50-50 chance of getting the ball versus a 0 chance when you freeze up. Make sense? So don't just stop in front of the goalie. Throw yourself. Doesn't matter which way. If you throw it here, it's fine. If you throw yourself that way, it's fine. You have a 50-50 chance to get the ball. Make sense? So look, David, look at the video and see what you did, your mistake there. And this is for everyone. Just do something proactive. Okay? Throw yourself in. I guess that's all I've seen, and I know I write down here. Again, think about it. The refs, they will always, I wouldn't want to say that they ref against us, but they're gonna favorize the teams that they are known. Some of those players or even the coaches, they are drinking buddies with those refs, so they know each other for maybe 10-15 years. Think about it. Play smart. Do not do fouls. Let's make this as a rule. Do not do fouls, especially do not foul silly when there is no reason to foul. Okay, and don't foul by the boards. Just stay your ground. He has nowhere else to go when he's by the boards. Okay, and we would be fine. So again, I hope I see you guys at the practice, and maybe we can iron out some of these mistakes. And those who I can't see at the practice, then I see you guys at the game. All right, thanks.